Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are checking out the Silent Swan. Now, I don't know anything about this game. I don't know who's making it, right? But I'm going to read you the description and, oh god, you can't play this. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that my last name, Schwahn, is just German for swan and I never shut up? Is that what you're trying to say? I get it, okay? I understand. But now, listen to this description in the video description, okay? The Silent Swan is a first-person, open-world narrative experience across a monolithic, derelict world. Mixing both the walking simulator and open-world genres together, the game brings the meaning of openness to urban areas for the first time to this scale. So, walking simulators are generally like small, focused narrative experience, right? You are walking through the story that is being told. You might need to walk down a hall and there's like a photo that you can interact with that'll give you like some backstory. Maybe you hit a button to answer the phone. You walk around like you take a lid off a box and you find a journal inside, and then more of the story is told. But otherwise, what you are doing is just walking through the story, which is fine. Like, video games are a fantastic narrative experience that can be very immersive and generally can tell longer stories than what needs to be presented onto something like a streaming service like Netflix, or even something that would be put into theaters, right? Because of the way that, you know, their marketing and budgets and stuff work, right? So video games aren't necessarily limited to the same constraints that traditional film is, and that's why walking simulators started to take off, of people being able to tell a story in a new way, and they didn't have as many limitations, or they just found it as a better medium for them. However, that's all well and good, except for that video description said this is an open world game, which, like, I don't feel like these things would mix very well, right? Because the walking simulator, it takes you through a story. You walk through it, like I said. Open world is generally meant to be this larger, vaster experience that you get to explore. And I don't necessarily inherently feel like these two things coincide with one another that well. But let's see.
I woke up alone that night. A cold breeze led me to the balcony. I saw you there, shining pale under the moon. What's troubling you, love? Indeed, all the birds had gone silent. Let us go back inside. It's freezing cold out here.
You're a butt.
When I opened my eyes again, you were 17 years away.
What?
I didn't see the omens.
Whoa! Did you see the pop-in animation on those trees?
In truth, I often didn't see the things you did. But that never got between us, did it? And this time, it won't be any different. No rift has ever proven wide enough to divide us, and no night's dark enough to stop us from waking another day. And yet, as I find myself here and now, I cannot help but wonder, why do I feel it's going to be more difficult than ever to return home?
Is there anything else for this? I feel like I already tried to search beforehand, but I don't think I found anything. But that just made me more concerned in general. It has a demo. Okay. Hang on. Let's just put in trailer. That's the same thing we just watched. That's a teaser trailer from a year ago. Next fest. Okay, I'm gonna click on this. I don't know if Kairos objective here is gonna talk a whole lot. Let's find out.
Welcome to another game in the Let's Try.
Oh, bro, I'm sorry. Your microphone is very unfortunate. So there's that. Oh, God. Okay, that looks like it's running great. Either in general or just on your PC in particular. Okay. How big is this space actually? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back. What is this? Are you playing through it as well? Okay, this is running significantly better. The question that I have really with this is that, like, if it's supposed to be a open world experience, like walking simulators, you don't fight anything, right? That's why they're walking simulators. That's all you can do is walk. And like I said, normally small interactions with things. But how much wandering around do they expect you to do in this? Because that would be my concern, is that you're just almost aimlessly walking around, especially if the world is too significantly large and if you don't have enough of an objective to push you in a direction. Because, like, when I think of open world games, I think of pretty large areas. That's why it's an open world. But I'm curious if what a definition they're trying to take when they say open world. If they just mean a larger world that you are able to walk around freely in, like, that's very different in terms of, like, is there any, here, let's go back for a second. If there any reason at all whatsoever for our friend here to go off in that direction, go off, if instead of turning and following the boards, which is naturally what we would do, what purpose is there to serve in walking towards that tree over there? Like, generally, most of the time, we should see them have reasons that you want to go to more places, to explore more things, to find new things, and so on. And I'm curious what the hook is here for this larger experience. The road from the abandoned railway will be insurmountably long. I best go up to the upper level. And this person's like, hell no. I'll just go that way. To me, an open world would mean there's content in other parts of the world, not bigger. And I agree, but that's also where the idea of it being an open world walking simulator concerns and confuses me, because walking simulators are generally pretty light on content anyway, right? In terms of, like, content that you interact with beyond walk around. And you walk around and you experience the story that they want to tell. So what is the extra content that they're placing in other areas of the world that aren't integral to the core story? Because that's one of the important parts, right? Is that open world games generally don't require you to go everywhere. They give you the option to, they try and encourage you to do so, whether it's with checkboxes or unlocks or side missions or whatever. But that's very different from what we're looking at here. Also, this dude's riding a bike, not a walking simulator. And I'm joking. But it just makes me very curious what the overall goal is. Especially because, like, they showed that large city later. And if we go, at what point do they get to the city in this demo? I wonder if they do, because, like, so far this has looked fairly linear. Like, the direction that the game wants you to go is pretty obvious. Walk on these boards, go up these steps, you know, grab this bike, ride down the road, like, and that's all well and fine, but just because it's a very large walking simulator, I don't feel would necessarily make it a open world walking simulator. You got to find a different way in, guy, even though, you know, your character could absolutely just walk over that. Okay, so still very defined what path. They couldn't go that way. They found a different road, came this way. There is no music at all. We can hear him walking around, but there's no music. Open world walking sim is literally Yakuza with encounters turned off. I'm sure I could, I guess. Oh, that lift works great. They fell out of it. As they're like, well, I guess I can't take the lift because the lifts don't actually work. Guys, I think this might be a lighter experience. Okay, so we take the giant Ferris wheel and hopefully not glitch out of it. Did he make it to the top or did he fall out? Hang on. Glitchy, glitchy. Or are they just going to jump? I don't know which one happened. So, you know, this honestly feels like, what is this? They get to a book or something. This honestly feels like somebody was being an environment artist, right? Like they were playing around in pick your engine, seeing if they could build a world, right? And then went, I think I did it, but now I don't know how to build much of anything else, right? There is very, very little story being presented here. The only things that are being presented, we saw them pick up a couple pieces of paper. We saw in one of the trailers them pick up a envelope. There's a very short little like blurb about how you're trying to find somebody and they're 17 years away, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but regardless. And then otherwise, it's just a big empty space that kind of looks cool that you can walk through, but I don't see the purpose in it. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just what I'm getting from both the actual announcement trailer as well as looking at the demo that was apparently on the Steam Next Fest. So, yeah, don't know where I sit with this at all, outside of extremely cautious. Like, when I read the description, I was like, and then we watched the trailer and I was like, and then we watched the demo, or at least scrubbed through it, and we're like, I don't know what the purpose and approach here is. So, yeah, what did you think? Did you play the demo during the Steam Next Fest? And if so, what were your thoughts? This looks, I mean, it exists, which is more than I can say for some other games, I guess. But yeah, that was that. So yeah, let me know down in the thoughts, comments below. If you want to keep the conversation elsewhere, Discord and Twitter. We have a channel on Discord where you can place links that we can watch on stream, just like this one. Maybe not like this one, actually. I don't want to watch another one like that, but I will for you. But otherwise, we'll watch it together live on stream. We stream 4 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, I understand if you didn't, but if you did, maybe leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, I promise you they're not all like this one. But please subscribe to the channel. And if you do go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.